Yes.
I'm all the time saying in my lecture, I have a lecture that called On Woman, Better Lemon, and a Song.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting.
very nice one, very nice lecture that I'm doing in the university. It's saying about how I see myself and how I see the market, etc., as an innovation and technology innovation and money. And I'm saying in this presentation that by the end of the day, you need to think globally. To take every time more data, all the time take it and sorting out. Another thing that I'm saying, God, by the end of the day, bless us in something very special. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. It's meaning this is the balance between how much you need to hear and how much you need to talk. It's very nice balance, 1 to 2. It's not working with my wife because she's all the time repeat herself, but she say, I need to repeat myself twice in order to get you to understand what I'm looking for.
Why did it suddenly come to your wife? Okay.
Welcome to our series entitled the IAM Podcast, a podcast about innovation, business, and most importantly, people. In this series, we'll be talking to founders, executives, and various experts about their vision, challenges, best practices, and lessons learned throughout their journey. Let's get started.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the IAM Podcast. I'm so excited. Today, I'm with the co-founder and CEO at Albi.io, Ronen Chen. Hello, Ronen.
Hey, nice to meeting you. Hi, guys. Thank you for the time. Thank you for joining us.
Welcome to the show, and we're excited. But yes, first of all, would love to know you a bit more. So please share with us and our listeners a brief background of who you are, personal career, your expertise.
Okay, good. So I'm located in Israel, in near Tel Aviv. I'm 46 years old. I have a PhD degree. I'm going to finish my PhD degree in mathematics and genetic algorithm next year, with God helps. My first degree is mathematics and computer science, and my second degree is mathematics with game theory. And based on that, and with my 25 years of experience in the high-tech industry in Israel and worldwide, in the SMBs market, small, medium-sized enterprise company, me and my colleague Shachar Borstein, together we established at 2018 a company named Albi, our new baby. And Albi, by the end of the day, is doing credit analysis based on your behavior, not based on your financial things or financial parameters. It's only based on your behavior.
How did this name came about? What does it mean?
Oh, the name came about, to be honest, the name was invented by Shachar. We sat together at lunch after 3 months that we are juggling around on ideas, what to do and what is the new invention and the vision that we want to put in the market. And during the lunchtime, he said, hey Ronen, I was thinking about the name, Albi, because it stands for 3 points. First of all, it's the nickname of Albert Einstein. And Albert Einstein was the first investor, for instance, of the game. One of the things is the game theory and the behavior economy. This is one. Second, Albi in Arabic is my heart. And by the end of the day, any behavior, it's coming from your heart. It's coming from your inside. And not something that you are 100% can control about it. You can tell me that you are not lying, but you cannot prevent me, or you cannot conceal it by using a mask. This is something something that's very important for us. And the third one, Albi in Latin, it's meaning in spite of. So it's meaning that in spite of the mathematical algorithm that all the credit investors are doing, the banks, etc., that when you're coming to get a loan, they are doing the mathematical algorithm and say, okay, this is your income, this is your outcome, and this is the loan that we can provide you. Now what we are doing, we are basing the entire algorithm based on behavior, on a global knowledge about you, about yourself, and about the group that you are linked to. And this is why in Latin it said in spite of. So it's meaning in spite of whatever the bank said, let us give you additional information.
Why? I mean, what is the problem? I mean, what's the bank doing? Why do we need behavioral psychology when it comes to credit?
It's a very, very a good question. I like it, and I'm going to answer that like that. By the end of the day, the bank have its own customers, and its own customers can sell credit, it can sell saving, it can sell checks, etc. However, it want to bring new customers, and every time that a new customer go into the bank, the first thing that the user or the end user asks, hey, can I have a credit? And the bank is puzzled now because in one hand, he wants this customer. It's a new blood for him. But in the second hand, he's very afraid. Hey, I don't know nothing about this customer. What is the income? In what his business is doing? What is the expenses per month? If you have a saving, what is the job that he's having? So usually what the bank said, hey, we want you, and we're willing to give you, for instance, a new package, a package deal of saving and credit, etc. But let's wait for a quarter, for 3 months. Why? Because during the 3 months, we will know to understand, you're going to get to know us, we're going to get to know you, and we're going to have a balance, sort of relationship. No, but the guy or the end user or the customer want to jump to the pool now. And he's stuck.
Yeah.
And the bank cannot do it. So what we are adding here, we are adding a layer. Hey, we know that you don't know nothing about him. But if I will provide you some information, a business insight, hey, this Moses that just came, or James, or whatever, just came, hey, he's very conservative. He's flying around the world, for instance, a vacation once a year. He have a day job in the high-tech industry, or I don't know, as a nurse, for instance, in the hospital. Okay, so by the end of the day, we create a digital footprint about the customer. So we provide a benefit and a saving mechanism to the bank that will say, hey, now I have something that I know about this guy, and I'm willing to give him a loan.
Great.
Now, we are not, just to make a bracket here, we are not providing or replacing the algorithm or the credit score that the bank is doing. We are not replacing it. We're adding additional information, additional business insight, additional data that you can understand, analyze, but the main objective is we provide you additional tools to make your decision better.
Yes, so it's just another layer, right?
Correct.
How do you know James better? I mean, in the bank. I mean, what parameters do you measure?
First of all, we have an IP and a patent that's registered in the US. Second, by the end of the day, it's all about collecting the data, sorting the data, and analyze it very perfectly. It's meaning that by the end of the day, we have around, hold on guys, we have around 3,000 entry points, data sets and data points that we are collecting from around the world, around the web, from the social media. I'm talking about Telegram, Instagram, LinkedIn, even very basic search in Google. Now, you need to understand that we are taking the information as a global information, common knowledge. We are not taking a private information. No, we are based on process and rules that are running here in Israel, at the same time running in Europe, at the same time running in the US, and the privacy policy is very important to us. But when I'm taking from the puzzle another piece, by the end of the day, I know who is Moses. I know. I'm intending to know who is Moses, and to be honest, it's working.
Wow, how accurate. I mean, you said in our previous conversation, it's not really how you collect, right? Because yes, you can collect on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, social behavior, but how do you put these puzzle pieces together?
So this is all the magic. This is all the magic, and this is why we have a very good team that know by the end of the day what to take, what is more important and what is not more important. To analyze and to find the right flags that behind the scene, behind the window is sitting and mark, hey guys, listen, this Moses that we are talking about, James or whatever, you have a risk. Take this into consideration. There is a point over there that you need to take it in the formula itself, that maybe by the end of the day, the credit score is going to be low, and there is a risk about it. To give him money is to take a risk.
Could you share with us a user story, like a bank story that you've helped, and how have you impacted that? The credit monitoring or application.
I will give you an example, very good example. We had a pilot here at POC, pilot, proof of concept, with one of the banks here in Israel. We are not going to give the name, of course, but the bank, by the end of the day, decide to give a loan to three co-founders of very small company of half a million shekels. And based on our credit analysis, our algorithm, our service said a red flag. It's meaning do not give the loan. There is a high risk data in the data set analysis that we found, and look like that there is a problem. There is or there going to be a problems in the near future. You know, we need to understand something, guys, very important. By the end of the day, Albi is doing two phases. Phase of monitoring, okay? Monitoring, it's meaning that once you got the loan, you got the money, I'm all the time monitoring the loan life. It's meaning maybe after a month that you got the loan itself, something happened. You got divorced, you lost your house, something happened. This is red flags that up and running. So the bank or the credit loaner itself can contact the guy, can contact the customer and say, hey, we know that you're going to have a problem. Let's have a sit with you. Maybe let's make a refinance, etc. This is one hand. The second hand is to do the profiling before you getting the money. Let's finalize who are you. Now, back to the story or back to the example. We said to the bank, hey, there is a high risk on those three person, and by the end of the day, they decide to get to give the money. Yes, yeah. And after 6 months, 8 months exactly, the credit was a default. Why? What happened? What happened is, actually, let's take the actual side, and after that, let's analyze it from the Albi perspective. The actual side, it's meaning that by the end of the day, all those three use checks in order to transfer money between accounts. However, there is in Israel and there is in the market, even in Europe, etc., sometimes that you can take a check and clear it before the time with an outside exchange and bring the money back to the bank. However, the bank do not know to when is the date of the check is going to be executed. It just know that there is money the money income and the money outcome, etc. What happened is, when they shuffled all the money inside the system in all between themselves, the bank said, hey, there is all the time money. It's good for me. Can give you more credit and more credit and more credit. By the end of the day, remember the check that they clear outside from the system? The day of the execution came, and suddenly there is no money in bank because they took it.
Okay.
Now you're going to ask, okay, Ronen, So what Albi knows, the algorithm knows that the bank didn't know. We checked it. And you know what we found? That the machine learning found that the zip code of all three of them are the same zip code. It's meaning that they're sitting in the same building. They are living in the same building. They come on purpose to the bank in order to get the money and take it. It's nice. It's nice story. It's true story, but it's not nice for the bank.
Not nice. Did you have a conversation with the bank? Like, okay, hey, this is what we're providing you. And
we had a conversation after 8 months that we provide them because the branch manager contact us and say, hey, I want to understand what happened. Let's see. So we create a small presentation with several slides and provide them information. Hey guys, this is what happened. This is what we found in the profiling. Remember what I opened in the beginning, at the beginning of the example, the brackets, the profiling and the monitoring. This is what happened, and this is how we're going to next time, not to jump to this empty pool.
are they now your client?
They are not. No, they are not our client now.
That's a very good case study, huh?
Yeah. It's a very good study because we learn about it very quickly and a lot. And this is a point that I want to, guys, those that are listening for us, from the failure or even from the success, learn something. We learn, and this is something that I can pinpoint for very important from my perspective, my point of view, that I learned from Shachar, because my co-founder together in Albi, he said that all the time when you are looking for a POC, make it happen that if the POC is being approved, that in behind the scene there is a business tender or a business agreement between both of you. And by the end of the day, look what happened. We made a POC with this bank. It was successfully, but they didn't select to take it. They select to not move forward. Why? Because of the regularity, lawyers, etc., and rules and additional rules. But as a startup, we don't have time to play. Come on, we need to move forward because of the investors, because by the end of the day, a startup nation, we want to open the market. So we made a decision that any POC that we're going to do in the future, in the near future, etc., we're going to do in parallel a business agreement with the customer. So it's meaning that if the POC is approved, then we're going to activate the business agreement.
That's a good lesson learned from that experience. Yeah. Okay, so any challenges right now?
Every day when the sun rises, there is a challenge. You have a challenge with your family. We have a challenge with the life.
Right,
we have a challenge with the weight. Everything we have a challenge. Everything we have a challenge. And it's good that you said. I like it that you mentioned the challenge and not hard things that you need to get, because I'm not a fan of the hard. The word hard. I'm fan of the word challenge. Yes, there are some challenge. Why? Because database are being changed, structure is being changed, information that you are getting from the social media, and not only from the social media, is being changed. All the APIs, all the connections. You all the time need to be with alert. What happened if? What happened then? What is you have by the end of the day a blueprint of the system itself. However, you need to think, how I can make it more stable, how I can get more information. Think about it. It's like the mouse and the cat. They're all the time running. It's not that that we're taking in perspective that all of them are liars. No, all of them that are coming to our system are liars. No, this is not the rule. However, you need to be with the all the time. Check your heartbeat. Check what happened in the market. Check what happened in the market. I mean it by what happened with company like you, like Albi. They're doing the same, doing parallel, doing nearby, etc. All the time to see it. And by the end of the day, it's a fintech industry. All the time, it's moving forward.
How are you overcoming these challenges, Ronen?
First of all, I think that we have a team. Shachar, me, Gal, and Kfir. We have a team. And this is very important for us, that you can influence in between about ourselves. This is one. Second, we exchange information. We exchange data. Okay, hey guys, I heard something here, new things. Let's check it. There is no rule in Israel. There is no rule in the U.S. market. Whatever. We need all the time to be open-minded and check it. I'm all the time saying in my lecture. I have a lecture that called "On Woman, Bitter Lemon" and a song.
Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
Very nice one. Very very nice lecture that I'm doing in the university. It's saying about how I see myself and how I see the market, etc., as an innovation and technology innovation and money. And I'm saying in this presentation that by the end of the day, you need to think globally. To take every time more data, all the time take it and sorting out. Another thing that I'm saying, God, by the end of the day, bless us in something very special. You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. It's meaning this is the balance between how much you need to hear and how much you need to talk. It's very nice balance, 1 to 2. It's not working with my wife because she's all the time repeat herself, but she say, I need to repeat myself twice in order to get you to understand what I'm looking for.
Why did it suddenly come to your wife? Okay. But yes, it's a nice lecture. And yes, you mentioned about your team, Shahar and your team. As an experienced CEO and CTO, right?
Yeah.
So how did you know that they are the right people for you?
I think the first thing is chemistry. The chemistry in between. That we have a very good bond, that we can talk about everything. I'm not talking about, talking on personal things, on personal level. There are some times that even that over there we are talking about personal things and etc. But there are some times that we even talk using the eyes. It's meaning that he read my mind the same time that I'm reading. We have for instance, a call conversation every day, twice a week or whatever. We very quickly understand what they are doing. Each one of us, what they are doing. Another thing that is very important, it's to create a border. It's meaning that, it's meaning that, for instance, Shachar, I'll give it for my example or for my experience, especially in Albi, he is the CFO. Mm-hmm. It's meaning that he's doing all the financial things. And I'm not getting into it. I'm getting, of course, as a CEO, as a co-founder, together, we are discussing, we are sharing information, but there is one lead. He decides, okay, Ronen, we're going to pay each month, this is the date. This is what we're going to do with the money. Hey, let's mark the money in colors. This is for the R&D, this is for marketing, this is for sales, and etc. So the border and the responsibility is very important. I'm not saying that there is no overlapping in between, but the overlapping need to be discussed and be clear before we starting.
Okay, you're in charge of the R&D, so you can call the shots. I trust you. You know what you're doing.
Correct. Even now, it's a good example. Even now that we need to make a decision regarding 2 modules that we want to develop, and I said, okay, this is the 2 modules that we want to develop. It's going to take us, for instance, 2 weeks or 3 weeks. This is the amount of money we need. So I sent it to Shachar, and we discuss it. And Shachar says, "Hey, Ronen, now that we are thinking about new innovation or something that we want to change in the module, in the product itself, are you sure that we need to buy now or develop now those 2 models?" So, if I was without an experience, I would automatically, yes, we need it. But I said, you know what? he raised a flag. I said, okay, Shachar, you know what? Let me think about it a few hours, and I will get back to you. A day after, I said, hey, Shachar, I was thinking about that with myself, etc. Yes, I think that we need those two models. I said, okay, by all means. But you see, this is the relationship that you need to get. It's not getting to the money as I'm not getting to the R&D. There is borders in between. And when we made the decision, it's fully booked by two of us.
The workflow, could you just describe your workflow?
My workflow as what? As now as an R&D team leader, etc., or as a product marketing? Because you need to understand, as a startup, you're doing
a lot.
Yeah, even laundry. But by the end of the day, you're doing a lot. We don't have a daily meeting, but still we have we know what to do every day. It's meaning that we are checking via the WhatsApp, for instance. This is the task. Those are the tasks that we need to do. We share the information. We are talking between 3 to 4 times in a week via phone. You know, even there are some times that even 1 minute, it's more than enough to run through the entire spectrum of tasks that you have in the table. But my daily job, for instance, or my daily day job,
routine.
The same. Is first of all to monitoring the tasks that we have, even writing the code together with the team, to write the ERD and DRD, you know, the specification files, to all the time read what there is in the market and what we need to change, maybe to add additional modules, maybe to change the different modules that are no longer running and be sufficient for us. But there is a box by the end of the day that you need to take out. You need to open it and say, okay, this is the first task that I need to do. This is the middle of the day what I need to do, and this is in the evening. Summarize it, etc. But for those, there is a lot of tools that you can easily use as a free of charge or for a license fee, a few dollars per month, and it's make your life easy.
Technology should make things easier for us.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
not just the technology. You need to find the right people
The right people, that's
for the
right.
technology. For instance, the DevOps. You need to find the right people for the DevOps. You need to find the right people for the front end. You need to find for the back end, etc. And this is, you need to be an artist in order to find it.
Okay, so you are going to grow your team soon, right?
Hopefully.
So you're choosing the right candidate. What are you going to look for?
Is the skill itself that you have those skills in mind, or in a blink of an eye I can understand that you have it, so I can put inside all my tools, all my data, all my information to get you familiar with the process itself in the company, and you're going to be a master in your work. It's a mindset. Do not speak as an I, speak as we as a team, we as a company, we together. We fail together. We succeed together.
Speaking of managing, building teams, technology, innovation, you have a podcast, Ronen, where
Correct.
we can learn about that. So please invite them to listen in.
First of all, I have a podcast, very, very interesting podcast. It's called On Vision, Technology, Innovation, and Money. I'm doing episode every between 2 weeks to 3 weeks. Usually I'm interview like CISO, CEO, etc. located in the US and outside of Israel for the market. For you guys, in order to understand, 20 to 25 minutes, between 20 to 25 minutes, to you guys, get to know the high-tech industry, get to know the innovation, get to know technology, and by the end of the day, how you make money. But the money is not the purpose. When you're changing something in the culture, in the world, like new technology, new vision, new innovation, believe me, guys, the money will come.
Yes. Just give value and you will become valuable.
Correct.
And money will come. Okay. Right. So, where can we connect with you? Where can we know more about Albi, Ronen?
First of all, Albi, we have a website, albi.io. You can go inside and surf a little bit and read a little bit, etc. Second week, you can go to my LinkedIn page, Ronen Chen. You can go over there and read about me and contact over there. Of course, the podcast. And I hope that in a few weeks I'm going to have even a landing page that give more additional value. I have several articles in PC Magazine worldwide regarding innovation, etc., and game theory that I wrote in the past.
Thank you very much, Ronen, and all the best to albi.io.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure for me, and see you soon.
This podcast is powered by IAMOps.io. Optimize your cloud infrastructure and CI/CD process with IAMOps.io dedicated DevOps team. Check out www.iamops.io and get a DevOps team now. Make sure to check out www.iamops.io if you want to know more about us. Subscribe to our podcast so you can get notified every time we post a new video. Thank you, and you have a great day.